The first and probably most important, where all of the texts are, is Classroom Salon. And as I've been mentioning to some of you by email and over the phone today, as you've been registering for this, a couple of things to note. It looks like they are in the process of moving their stuff to the cloud, but don't be alarmed by this little red message here, because we have had some success today, and I think we'll continue to have some success just going ahead and logging in by going to classroomsalon.org for the time being. And they may change their address to classroomsalon.net once they move to the cloud, but don't let that concern you. If you go to classroomsalon.org, this is the first thing that you will likely see, this opening. And don't worry about this red stuff here. Note that they have noticed from trial and error that Google Chrome and Mozilla Firefox are the best browsers to use with Salon. So if you don't have one of those downloaded to the computer that you'll be using for the course, you should go ahead and download Chrome or Firefox or both. This does not like Internet Explorer, which I know is the default browser for a lot of us. But I have since downloaded Chrome, and I like it a lot better anyway. So I think you'll be glad you did. So do that first and try to get at this from Chrome or Firefox. And then when you go to classroomsalon.org, this is the first thing you'll see. And what you want to do is go to Sign Up right here. So if you click on Sign Up, you'll get this screen over here, this window. Go ahead and give your actual name, if you don't mind, and your JSARG email, email.vccs.edu email. Set up whatever password you want, and for your registration code, use POPCITY, all one word, POPCITY. That's in the Blackboard opening announcement, so you'll see that. And then sign up, and once you do that, and I'll go ahead and go back now as someone who's already signed in. Once you do that, the next thing you'll likely see, this will be your sign in then moving forward, your email and your password. The next thing you'll likely see is not so much this yet, because I'm already signed in, but in fact, you'll be asked to join a salon, or you'll want to go over here to join an existing salon. And once you do that, you're going to see something like this. You will see this screen. And at that point, I think the easiest thing to do is just put in Fall 13 AM Lit, search for that, and our salon will come into play here. And then at that point, I think you just want to go join. So click on that, and you will be a new member of the salon. And you know, so far we're having some luck tonight. I think we've got 12 people on board. More to come. This is what you will see once you're in the actual salon itself, the one that you need to be in and actually a member of, in order to do the readings for the class. And then down the road, your first assignment is for Monday night, Collection 1. What you want to do is get a habit of just clicking on Collection 1 here, and there's several ways you can kind of get at this, and you'll get the hang of this, I promise. The best thing for you to do is either just click on the collection itself. You can also click on this pen icon if you want. It puts you into kind of an annotate mode. Either one will work. Discuss this document will actually also work as a way to do your initial annotations. Remember, these are just those 4 or more annotations to each collection that are due on Monday nights typically. And these are very free form, so I'll just click on Collection 1. And actually, there's a few that have been made already. Emily's done some. I think we've seen, well, Emily's done some. Thank you, Emily. So she's done 8 already. But what you can do here is you can either look at what she said, but actually in the first go-round, since there's going to be as many as 50 of us annotating this same document, I think you just want to use this as your reading space. So you start off reading John Smith's Description of New England, and there's 3 readings for this first week. There's Smith, and then there's John Winthrop, a model of Christian charity, and then there's Nathaniel Bacon near the tail end of this reading, his declaration from 1676. Any of these are fair game for your 4+ annotations. Emily's been kind enough to do 8 here, so that's a good start. You just need to do 4+ by Monday night, and when you see something interesting, anything, just highlight it and pops a box that allows you to just enter an annotation. So this is exactly what it looks like, and then you just save that, and that's all you have to do for the first go round. And then for the live class on Tuesdays and Thursdays, Tuesday mornings, we'll look at everybody's annotations. For the distance class, I'll come out of that live class on Tuesday with some possible follow-up questions in time for you to post your reading response to the wiki. And so I'm going to toggle over to the wiki. You will get the hang of Salon. It's a little bit buggy and glitchy at first because it's a brand new kind of beta testing product that they're working with at Carnegie Mellon University. You can learn a lot more about Salon in general by taking a look at that main login page, including a video that I made for them as one of their biggest fans. You'll see my mug on the first page of Salon. I think I'm in the top row on the right. So if you don't know what I look like, you can pick me out. Anyway, let's take a look at the wiki, because this is perhaps even more intuitive than Salon. Salon takes a little getting used to, but you will get the hang of it, and I'll be back with some more instruction, especially for the distance folks. But here's what the wiki's going to look like. If you just go to that first login, if you haven't already done so, fall13amlit.pbworks.com, this is the first thing you'll see. And this will come up. It's a web page. It's got everything in the course that you need except the readings, because the readings are really on Salon. But the PBWorks, the wiki as I'll call it, the first time you come in, you'll want to request access. So it's over here on the right. You'll want to request access, and you'll put your email address in, and you don't really need a message. Just type that one letter, whatever they give you, and then send to administrator. That's me. I'll get an email, and then when I open that email, I will grant you access to the wiki, and you set up a little bit of an account. Again, very similar to the way that we did it at Salon. It's very simple. You guys have done this many times before with all sorts of different social networking sites, so you kind of know the drill here. So I'm going to go back and actually log in now as myself and show you a little bit about how we're going to do the wiki. So that's, again, fall13amlit, pbworks.com. I'll go ahead and this time, once you do this, the subsequent times, once you've got an account, you'll want to get into the habit of not requesting access, of course, because you will have already done that, but you'll want to go over to log in and make sure you're logged in, because that's what gives you the capacity to edit the wiki, and that's key, because what we'll be doing is going into our student workspaces. So when you have to post a reading response, I'll give you an example, and since Emily was kind enough to get us started tonight with Salon, I'll use her as an example. When you click on student work, all the students in both of the sections, the distance learning students and the live students on the Parham Road campus meeting Tuesdays and Thursday mornings, are all here together. We're sharing this space together, and we're sharing Salon together. This is a grand experiment this semester that I'm doing between my distance students and my face-to-face students to see if we can create a somewhat larger community of close to 50 students, where the distance students will feel a little bit more connected to the face-to-face students, and the face-to-face students will have an additional kind of audience for their work and additional insights to look at from the distance students. So you all will be helping each other out and looking at each other's work throughout the semester as I attempt this experiment to kind of combine these two sections in some interesting ways. So anyway, we'll go to Bookman, and when you click on Bookman, you get a blank page for now, but what you'll do, what Emily and the other 49 of you will get into the habit of doing, once you're logged in, and if you see your name over here, you'll know you're logged in. If you see login over here, you'll know you need to log in. You know the drill. But when you click on edit here, you can basically either start typing in your reading response for the collection. Remember, the instructions for how to do the annotations and responses are both on the wiki, and they're on Blackboard in the course documents section, and you'll want to review what I'm looking for. There are specific questions that go to each unit of readings, each collection of readings. You don't have to answer all the questions. You don't have to answer any of them, really. You can just use them as a loose guide. But essentially what you'll want to do, and I suggest you compose your reading responses and group responses offline as part of maybe an ongoing Word document that you can keep track of on a flash drive or on your laptop or on your computer somewhere. And maybe just get in the habit of copying and pasting whatever you write offline into this space. So let's say you're copying and pasting your first reading response, and you can just label it something like that, reading response 1, and just go to town with copying that in, save it, and this becomes an ongoing kind of blog of reading responses and group responses that you can keep throughout the semester. And we'll probably do this in kind of reverse chronological order. So the next one would be probably you'd want to do your GR1, your group response 1 after, on top of the RR1. So we'll have the most recent stuff on top. We'll get into the habit of doing it that way. And we're going to use these spaces for some other things as well throughout the semester. So, taking a look now at the the rest of the wiki in a nutshell. All the other major handouts are on here, and they're a little bit more convenient, I think, than trying to get to them on Blackboard. But if you're looking to print stuff, you might go to the course documents section on our Blackboard page and take a look over here, for instance, and you'll see that the basic handouts are here as well. So if you're the type who wants to keep a little binder of hard copy materials, and have a sense of what we're talking about when we're talking about the annotations and responses, you can do a nice little download here and click on that, and it'll come up as a Word doc that you can then print out. So that's just a very quick orientation. I'm going to put this up on Salon itself. Subsequent videos, once everybody actually has Salon in their, once everybody's actually signed up to Salon, I think I'll go ahead and put those videos on Salon, and occasionally I'll check in, especially for the distance students, with reports about what we're coming up with in the face-to-face class, and vice versa. Again, the face-to-face class will benefit greatly from what the distance students produce, and I'll put out occasional reminders to the distance students. Those of you who are in town and available on Tuesdays and Thursdays, occasionally on 9:30 to 10:45, 209 Burnett Hall, Parham Road campus. Pop on by, drop in every now and then, and of course we can also troubleshoot anything that's going on with you technologically, especially in these first couple of weeks. My office hours will typically be right after class for a couple of hours on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and by appointment, and my cell phone's always a good way to get me, especially early on as you're having trouble, if you're having trouble logging in. But I appreciate those of you who have made that effort so far, and I'll be in touch again soon as we start to see some work put out there on Salon and on PBWorks. So keep those questions coming. Thank you so much.